Good morning, Paul. It's Friday, the 25th of November. Here's a heads up brief for today.
Thank you.
So, Anwar Ibrahim is the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia. He apparently has a strong majority, 148 seats out of 222. Most parties and coalitions are coming together under a semblance of a unity government, including Barisan Nasional. But Perikatan Nasional and the Party Islam Sa Malaysia, PAS, which won a lot of seats in this election, are trying to challenge the government. They're not accepting Anwar as prime minister.
Well, I love this. It's a classic. I mean, in theory, has a strong majority. Um, Coalitions, political parties, and governments in a democracy all rely on a couple of things. One is called integrity, the other is loyalty. And I think probably at least 147 of those lack that. So let's see how it goes. Anwar Ibrahim being Prime Minister is long overdue. Democracy has finally spoken, but unfortunately the spokes of democracy in Malaysia can be ripped out of the wheel and are very sharp at both ends and can be used either way for the good of the carrier. So let's just see how it unfolds. And next one, thank you.
Yeah. Paul, I wanted to bring this up yesterday. In Thailand, Prime Minister Prayut commented for the first time on the rumors that he may leave the Palang Pracharat party. He was saying that he could move. He said that he'll unveil his political future next year. It'll be made public. So it does seem like the tensions between him and Prawit are real to an extent. And this is coming from Prawit's friendship with Tamanat Prampao, who had tried to oust Prayut from the premiership.
Well, I think, as always, people that are attacking Prayut need to make sure that they have the crown at their back, because there can only be one winner and only one representative for the crown, and those that move outside that path may be surprised at the endeth they cometh, mate. So let's just see how that unfolds. Thank you for raising that. Sorry we could have this yesterday, but this is a very bad signal for the upcoming stability of Thailand. If that Prawit situation fractures, then we could be back to efforts by the Thaksin party to seize power, or Thaksin controlled parties to seize power. And of course, they're seizing power for money whilst utilising the people that are not that politically astute and lack a lot of wealth, but to get a vote. And it could really destabilise the economy. So once again, destabilise the service sector, the investment sector, tourism sector. So this doesn't bode well. Thanks for that. On to South Asia, or is there more in East Asia, perhaps?
Paul, there's one last thing against Southeast Asia and Indonesia. I think you'll find this interesting. But the head of the police's criminal investigation agency has been implicated in illegal mining in East Kalimantan.
Well, that's fascinating in light of the special report, which I think we've already released.
Yes.
But that's it's an incredibly horrific extension of what we spoke about in our detailed assessment on the illicit doings of the wonderful police in Indonesia. Thanks for that update. Very interesting.
All right, Paul. So moving over to South Asia, in India, there's tensions between Meghalaya and Assam states in the northeast. This is after a shooting occurred near the border, killing 6 people earlier this week. So there's been arson attacks, violent protests. Police have blocked travel between the states. Oil transporters are on strike, disrupting energy supplies. There's a lot of issues at play. It's very tense at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
In Pakistan, Imran Khan will announce his next steps tomorrow. So I expect over the next few days, we'll see whether there's any actual mobilization, whether it matches all the talk and where this protest movement is going.
It'll be interesting to see if he can get any momentum. Okay, thank you. Over to EMEA.
Yeah, Paul. So in EMEA, Russian President Vladimir Putin suggested the creation of an international payment system that's independent. He also warned the European Union of serious consequences if they introduce a price cap on Russian seaborne oil. And the Russian agencies announced that yesterday there was a foiled attempt to sabotage the South Stream gas pipeline between Russia and Bulgaria.
Okay, interestingly, I'm not exactly sure, but I saw a former Japanese prime minister has called the bluff on everybody. He's come out and stated very explicitly that the Japanese commentators, mainly the media, are only reading the Western media. He's literally just come out and pointed out what any sane analyst knows, and that is the expansion of NATO in the name of peace and the existential threat on the Russian border were all brought about by Western meddling, led by America. And so it's interesting to see that the a very respected former Japanese prime minister at the turn of the century, now 90, thought it necessary to come out and point out the imbalance of the Western propaganda that's going on. He also called out Zelensky for perhaps making decisions that have brought a lot of discomfort and unsafety and tragedy to Ukraine, whilst heralding US leaders as legends and Putin as a freak show. So I think that's going to get momentum as people get colder this winter. All right. Really appreciate it. Thanks very much, Bugger. Great brief.
All right, thanks, Paul. Have a nice day.